The following is designed to entertain and inform, not provide medical advice. Always consult your doctor before starting any treatment.
Spire.
Welcome back to the Kidney Stone Diet Podcast, the show about reducing your kidney stone risk and living your best life. I'm your host and fellow student, Jeff Saris.
And I'm Jill Harris, your kidney stone prevention nurse.
And we
nurse.
Back at it for another podcast episode. And you have your Eat Responsibly shirt, looking good.
Eat responsibly. Eat responsibly.
Yeah, what you
I just stole that from the what was it? Drink responsibly, right?
Oh, nice. I didn't even think
Do you
about
remember that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because that's like a big campaign. But yeah, I liked what Dave did with the design there, with the little crumbs coming off the E. It's just fun.
Dave is the other partner. There's three of us, Jeff and Dave, and obviously me. And Dave does all the beautiful art and all the website design and all the graphic art on the t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's amazing. All for the meal plan book, all the things. He does all of it. He makes everything beautiful.
Yeah.
Dave.
So many things at kidneystonediet.com. But you can find all the different merch. And I'm sure in the next few episodes, there'll be different shirts too, sort of popping up.
I always love wearing my... and next week is Easter. Of course, this will
be coming out this week.
Next week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, good. So next week is Easter. And so I thought the green for spring, I'm eternally hopeful that spring is coming, So I thought I'd wear green. It reminds me of Easter and spring. So.
Yeah, we have some sun today, which is good. We're inching our way forward towards spring. That's
really, man, it's been the grayest, God blessed winter in the world. So I'm just like, I've been telling myself for months now, it's just cozy time. I'm enjoying some cozy time. Well, I'm tired of cozy time, people. We need to bring on some sunshine and some flip-flops. That's what we need to bring on. I'm ready. I'm really ready.
Yeah, so am I. But yeah, what do you say we dive into this week's question?
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, and this one is... It is an FAQ that somehow we didn't touch, but it is a voicemail as well. So let's get to it.
Wonderful.
Hello, I'm Beatrice. I'm based in Washington, D.C., and I recently heard from my doctor that I probably need to go on a low oxalate diet. Still can't quite say the word. Anywho, my favorite food in the entire world is beans, specifically Cuban black beans. I've been eating it since I was young, and I definitely eat it in excess. And I seem to be seeing like kind of confusing things about where beans lie. And also my partner is vegetarian, and beans and seeds are like a big source of protein. And so I'd be interested in hearing what advice you might have about still incorporating beans in my diet, if at all possible. It also is kind of strange to eat it with like cheese or dairy. Usually I never do that. So I haven't really thought about how to use calcium to kind of offset it. Anywho, thank you. Bye-bye.
That's a great question. And somehow something we haven't touched on.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm just telling you how we've done 150 episodes and we haven't talked about beans. I don't even know what to say. Because honestly, there's just so much to talk about. It's just like, oh my God, we didn't talk about this. You could just talk about this stuff. Or anyway, we can all day long. All right, so beans. She's like, look, I'm getting a lot of my protein. My partner and I are getting a lot of our protein through beans. Okay. And she said exactly what everyone says. I probably eat them in excess. So when we find a healthier food, whether it's spinach, whether it's almonds, do you know there's something called almond moms now? If you go to TikTok and you put in almond moms, I'm telling you, it's hilarious. TikTok people, go to hashtag almond moms. Hilarious. Anyway.
So wait, real quick, like what type of things are they doing? Well,
it's a woman who cares about her health. And, she's just always eating almonds because here's what everyone's told. Almonds are a healthy snack. They're portable. You can grab and go with them. So everyone's eating almonds all the time. What do I deal with every day? almond moms, Jill. Well, or diabetics who were told from their healthcare professional, nutritionist, dietitian to eat almonds. So when we are told something is healthy, we as human beings assume that more of it is healthier. So, this, Jeff, did you get her name?
I believe it was Beatrice or
Okay,
Beatrice.
Yeah. Okay. Beatrice or Beatrice, whatever. I'm going to call her B. Okay. So we're not screwing up her name over and over. And if you're like, well, it ain't my name, B, just go with the B. Okay. That's what you're going to be on this show. So B, she's asking a great question. And so many of my patients, doctors will tell patients, you better be vegan. Go vegan now. You got a kidney stone. Most of my patients are vegetarians because they've overeaten spinach and beans and all the things without getting enough calcium every day. So being vegan or being vegetarian doesn't mean you're not going to make kidney stone. That's so much of my patient population. It is always going to be this. Can B have some black beans? Of course. Can she eat them like she's been eating them? No. They can be a staple in your diet, maybe a couple times a week in half a cup portion size. And B's probably going to be like, well, that ain't worth me having no beans. I like my Cuban black beans. You're going to have to limit them. You must, because they are high. Now, Harvard did not study black beans. They studied a lot of other beans. They did not study black beans. Although any other source I've ever looked up, you can go to PubMed, NIH, all of those places, and it will say studies show that black beans are on the higher side, really high. Okay. Some places will say over 70. Some people will say over 100. Some people will say 6 milligrams per blah, blah, blah. I mean, and that's not high, folks, but black beans are pretty much known as a high oxalate bean. You can still have them. If you're somebody who really likes beans, there's a whole bunch of other beans you can still have. And if we look it up on our oxalate list, we can see, let me see, all the ones that are listed, which I'm probably not going to be able to because I can't talk and look up things at the same time.
Oh, it's okay. I have it on the screen right now.
Do you have it? So list what are some of the beans they have, Jeff?
So they do have fava beans.
And give the portion size and how much oxalate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fava beans is half a cup and 20 milligrams. So then mung beans are half a cup, 8 milligrams.
Yep.
Navy, half a cup, 76 milligrams.
Yep.
Red is half a cup, 15 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
Refried, half of a cup, 16. Soybeans, I guess they tested 1 cup for that, is 96. And then string beans, half a cup, 9 milligrams, which is, of course, like a different type of bean altogether. But
right.
Yeah.
Right. So they didn't study a lot of beans. Okay. So you can find different sites that will give you different values for beans. I tell people, please don't drive yourself nuts with this. I think part of the reason I'm successful with patients is they come to me very anxious, thinking they can never eat anything as far as a plant food goes again. And then once they have a conversation with me and understand all the other parts of the kidney stone diet, which just isn't the nutrition goals, it's about how we do those goals, right? So if you love Cuban black beans, then you can have them. I would suggest having them in a half cup portion size. You do want to pair it with a protein source. I have non-dairy, calcium source. There are non-dairy calcium sources listed on the website. Okay. So you can have it with, any of the plant milks except almond milk. You can have it. So when you pair calcium and oxalate together, the oxalate won't be reabsorbed back into your body. So you don't have to worry about it as much. But maybe you want to start doing things like, if you enjoy beans, maybe you have a half a cup of the black beans. We know they're higher. And then also another half cup of a lower oxalate bean. I mean, you could do it that way because some people are like, I want to see more on my plate, Jill, as far as that goes. Or what I like to do, if I'm having something, I don't eat black beans much, but if I do, I'm going to put them in with half a cup of rice, right? So I'm not so focused on, look, what is this half a cup crap on my dish, right? So then I mix it, or I'll mix it with other vegetables, right? So there's ways in which to trick the mind into thinking you're getting more. Now, B may say, and my patients all come to me with different obstacles. They'll say, that may work for you, it's not going to work for me. And then I keep on that consult, we keep figuring out something that's going to work for them. I always have my agenda. And my agenda is to teach people how to eat healthier overall, and specifically to prevent kidney stones. But the first thing I care about is, am I creating a plan that's this person, not the one I just talked to and not the one I'm going to talk to, this person, is she or he going to be able to do it? So if I were having a consult with B, we would figure out a way that's going to work for her. So sometimes when I'm throwing out suggestions on our channel here, you may say, the audience, they may say, that ain't going to work for me. But rest assured, we would figure out a way so it works for you. So I just throw out a couple of things. So if she loves, when somebody says to me too, oh God, Jill, I love it, I know they're overeating the food. They're overeating it. And especially if it's a healthy food, they don't see any harm in it until they get a stone. Now, some people will say, I'd rather not have black beans. And that's absolutely a choice. You absolutely don't have to have them. Some people will say, I hear you, but I'm a little anxious about it. And I would tell the patient, because typically these people are calling me with their urine collection report, and I'm showing them what it all means and how to talk to their doctor about the results so they can get on a great treatment plan. And then I'll say to the patient, well, when you do the follow-up test, you change your diet, talk to the doctor, change your diet, and then in a couple months, you do a follow-up 24-hour urine collection to see how the treatment plan is working for you. And on that day, have your black beans. Make sure you get your calcium needs met that day. And so then you can see, hey, my oxalate's not even high. I had the half a cup. I had my calcium with it, and my oxalate level is under 30. I'm good to go. And then you won't be so anxious. And again, the anxiety that kidney stone formers have is a fact. It's not a generalization. It's not, people who have a kidney stone get anxiety. So many people afterwards, because it came on suddenly, it scared the hell out of them. They're rushed to the ER. It's terrible. So a lot of people come to me with anxiety and rather give up the food altogether than do a portion kind of thing. So that's when I say, do that food that you're a little wondering about on collection day for the follow-up, and you'll see. So that's why, go ahead, Jeff.
I actually had a question about that. Is there any lag time, for lack of a better term? Like, so say you're doing the urine collection. Should you eat these items maybe 12 hours before, or can it be just any time because it'll sort of assimilate? I don't know the best way to sort of say that.
People say what comes out on the day of collection is what you put in your mouth that day. Now, we do know those salts. Some people will say, well, Jill, I don't know why my salt's so high. I put everything in my Fitbit Pal or whatever the hell it is, and it says I was at 1,500. And then maybe their sodium I see in their urine collection says 2,000. The kidneys filter salt, so it doesn't release all of it that day, because it always has to maintain body fluid balance. So maybe you went out to eat a couple days before, and the kidneys may still be throwing out that excess salt then. So salt can lag a 2 to 3 days, right?
Gotcha.
But otherwise, pretty much what you're eating on a day-to-day basis is coming out on that urine collection. So, and what you drink as well. So, it's pretty cool that way. I always say, people say, there's no way, Jill, that I ate that much salt. My newsletter just said that this week. It's like, well, the P don't lie. The P don't lie, because the body doesn't make salt. It's what we put in our body, and then it comes out of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So black beans, to put in to put a period at this, black beans are high in oxalate. You can have them once or twice a week. I would suggest having a half cup or less. Also, remember, you have 100 milligrams of oxalate a day. So we know that they're high. There's different accounts of exactly how high they are. So just watch your oxalate for the rest of the day. Don't be eating beets. Don't be eating sweet potatoes. Don't be eating other really high oxalate foods that you have numbers from Harvard. Okay. And then it will be fine. B, you probably got that stone because of what you said. I was eating them all the time. It's my favorite. Probably not getting enough calcium because no adult does until they have stones or bone disease. And then you got a stone. But if you just tweak your diet just a little bit, it doesn't have to be crazy. Get your calcium needs met. On my website, there's non-dairy calcium sources there. And then I have also articles on getting your protein from other sources. You can get your protein in a lot of other sources. It doesn't have to be solely beans. My blog has so much content on that. Okay. So that's important too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So thank you so much for the question. It was a great prompt to finally talk about black beans, because that is a common question that becomes a staple, because I mean, they're tasty and they do give you a good amount of protein, but yeah, if they're high in oxalate, that can be a
and
concern.
fiber too, by the way. So they're a great source of fiber. That, it is a healthy food, so people tend to overeat those things. But if there's a way to, people are so we all love our favorite things. So it's very difficult to give up. And this could be a cultural thing for her. It could be, it's a lifestyle for her and her partner. So it's a big deal to have to give up these kinds of things. But if we learn the best ways in which to substitute our favorite things, will it be as good? Maybe not, but you'd be surprised. Some people are like, wow, I never tried that kind of bean. I love it. And so I have a little bigger portion because we have an oxalate level for it and it's a little lower. So I can enjoy that. But again, eating responsibly means we eat all foods, even fruits and vegetables, within moderation. Just because the food is healthy, we shouldn't be having cups and cups and cups of it a day. And this is what people do. The same foods in any amount they want over and over every day because they're healthy. So this eat responsibly that I'm always annoying and wearing is not about not eating too much. It's about getting a variety of food, eating normal portions. If we ate normal portions of food most days, of course, you're going to have special days where you're just eating whatever you want. Those days happen. But for most days, if we ate responsibly and just we're going to nourish our body to give it energy, to give it fuel, not so much making our mind happy all the time, the world would be a healthier place. It would. A lot of these diseases that we're walking around with are simply coming from we eat too much of the wrong foods, and, chronic disease could really be lessened if we did eat a little bit more responsibly. And really, I will say this one more time, it doesn't mean you can't have this and that. I'm not saying that. Of course, you can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. Just get right back on track. That's how we do it at Kidney Stone Diet. That's how we do it. Just get right back on track. Not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, thank you again for the question. And if you're out there listening and you have a question, the number is 773-789-8763, and we would love to feature your voice on a future episode. And also, I need to remember to do this, but we have Patreon. So patreon.com/kidneystone-diet. People have asked how they can support in ways that isn't necessarily being in the group calls, maybe not like paying for the course and things, but that's out there. There isn't an additional amount of content or anything from that. It's just because we've been asked. But yeah, we just wanted to shout out to Laverne, who's another one of our new patrons on patreon.com/kidneystone-diet.
Isn't that so nice?
It's so
Thank you,
sweet.
Laverne.
Yeah.
So it is. So Patreon, that means that Laverne is giving like $5 a month or whatever it is. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But whatever it is, she's saying, hey, I want to help support them every month. And here, take, and that, listen, guys, that's so nice. There's the super thanks on the channel. People give to do that. They donate money. And this is how we produce these videos and stuff. We don't have sponsors. So this comes out of our own pockets to do all this work. So, but we do it happily. So when we get any kind of monetary thank you, it's just above and beyond. So thank you so very much. I will ask you guys something. There's 65% of people on this channel that watch the videos, but they haven't pressed that red button, the subscribe button. And I would really like it, Jeff would really like it if you could help us in that way, which doesn't cost a thing and has nothing to do with anything for you. You just press the button. But for us, we will be able to be found quicker when people search for kidney stone help. So getting clinically correct information out we'll get on the top of the search is a big deal. So if you could please press the subscribe button. Right now, our goal is we'd really like to get to 10,000 subscribers. That would be so friggin' amazing. So if you could press the button, that would be so helpful and appreciated by us. Honestly, we would really love it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks everyone who tuned in, everyone who likes, comments, subscribes. All of it is really helpful across the board. And also, if you want to dive deep, again, the website is kidneystonediet.com. But with that, I think we'll wrap, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, Beatrice.